What's going on, V Nation? Hope you guys are all doing well on your journey. I thank you for joining me on my healing journey. I got some lemon water and I'm waking up to this every day, super hydrating, and I'm gonna be pumping out a lot of videos and answering a lot of your questions coming up very soon. Thank you guys for all your questions, and I'm doing some work behind the scenes too, so I'm just keeping busy, but I'm a busy bee. And I want to talk today about the healing crisis some more and what you can expect. And I love talking about this, but it can also be very difficult in telling you what to expect during a healing crisis. And when I talk about a healing crisis, I'm also just talking about detoxing, getting toxins out of the body by increasing a lot of alkaline foods in your diet, such as just doing a fruit detox, either a juice detox, just overdosing on fruits and vegetables, nutrition. So giving your body lots of minerals from your food, not supplement form, right from the fruits and vegetables. And that's where the minerals are, like your calcium, your magnesium, and it's taken out. That's what's going to eliminate mucus, eliminate toxins. And when you detox, you think, oh, I'm gonna be eating fruits and vegetables and I'm gonna feel amazing and I'm gonna, feel super good. And you can start feeling really, really good certain days, and other days you're gonna be really low and you're not gonna have much energy. And you're gonna notice that there's gonna be a lot of elimination. And for me, I eliminated a lot of mucus. And that is, really necessary. It's really necessary to, work through the healing crisis, to kind of push through it, but you can pull back. And I talked about this in my other video on the healing crisis, but I wanted to mention that I can talk a lot about what to expect. Like, you can expect cold and flu-like symptoms through detox. You can expect changes in bowel movements for sure. You can get like skin rashes. You can break out. You can get more acne coming out, and this is just the body's way of eliminating through your skin. You can get all sorts of different pains. I had a lot of head pressure, and this is lymphatic pressure. It's not from the blood. So anytime there's pain, inflammation, that is the sign that these raw living foods from the fruits and vegetables are now interacting with the acids. So a lot of times you'll be like, I can't handle this. I'm gonna go back to eating the way I used to be eating, which may be, I don't know, the standard American diet. Let's just go that extreme. Then all of a sudden, it'll stop the healing crisis and you'll feel better. So why is that? Why is it that you go back to eating these junk foods, processed foods, and it'll stop healing? You'll stop feeling that pain. However, over time, then that's when you can get into the cysts like me. Then they just start building up. And you think that, well, I thought that, I was told nothing to do about my diet. Disease, cancer, my skin cancer, the ovarian cysts, the endometriosis, abnormal cervical cells, cancer cells has nothing to do with what you're ingesting every day. So as most of you guys know, the truth out there, that what you consume every day definitely, feeds, brings in disease. But what I wanted to mention is that I can point out to you guys, what you may expect on a detox, and you can go through an emotional healing crisis. I'll talk about that today too. But every one of you will go through a different experience. And so not one will be the same. So the reason why everyone will experience a different detox, different healing crisis, is just based on your genetic history, so what your ancestors ate, and then what you have done in your life. And so everyone's going to have different stress levels, everyone's going to have different medications that they may have taken in the past, antibiotics. I took lots of tetracycline, and I, took a lot of different medications. And it depends what types of foods you've been eating throughout your life. And if it's been a lot of milk, dairy, you're gonna most likely be eliminating a lot of mucus. And a good way to look at your genetic weaknesses is to look at your eyes and get into iridology and see, what you may expect. So if you have a blue eye and you got a lot of brown in that blue eye, you can be eliminating a lot of mucus, a lot of white residues out of your body, and then it may go to brown. So then you may be getting a lot of parasites out. So depending on what you ate, everyone's going to experience a different healing crisis, different detox, and that is necessary. It's turning back the clock essentially on everything that you have ingested through your life. And for me, I can see my kidneys, adrenals, super weak coming into this world. And then I made it even worse. So, with the diet, a lot of us ate the junk foods, the processed foods, the, just artificial foods out there. So it's really now getting back into harmony with ourselves and, getting back into what is it that we're designed to eat and what can we do now to heal the body physically, emotionally, spiritually. And so when you start detoxing, to help you guys out there, you almost need to try to get out of your mind. Get out of your mind. That's actually what happened with me, is you almost have to get out of your mind, lose your mind to find yourself. And when I started detoxing, when I started giving myself a whole lot of grapes, a whole lot of lemon water, I started awakening. And when this can happen to a lot of you, when you start detoxing, you can start awakening, you can start, seeing the duality of this physical world. And that, for me, I'll do this in another video, but I'll talk more in depth about what I went through, because for me, I actually got teared apart. And there's the positive and negative of this physical world. And when you open yourself up to that negative realm, it can take you down. And that's what happened with me, is I opened myself up to that negative side of the mind, the thoughts, and I just got taken down that road. And I'm so thankful I now have, learned to come out of the mind and be present, which is what I talk a lot about. Just being in the present moment and getting out of the mind, getting out of the thoughts. And you are not your thoughts. So you can just use your mind as a tool to create and to help you. It's almost like a computer. Use your mind as a computer and use it when you need it. But try to be present in the present moment. And what has helped me is whatever you focus on will grow. So focus on the positive aspects of your life, the positive aspects of this physical world, and just keep focusing on that, and try not to focus so much on the negative, which is what I opened myself up to. So in detoxing, you could be awakening at the same time, which is what happened with me. And I just felt super sensitive to everything around me. I'm talking about even the trees, you guys, the plants. And I know that's a bit much for people out there, and if I were to hear myself talking like this, say 4 years ago, I'd say, this girl is just too much, too much. But this is what I'm doing. I have gone down this path, so I'm just sharing it with you guys what I experienced. But when I started detoxing, I became more sensitive, and it only makes sense because now you are opening up these passageways that have been blocked. So when you start eliminating, taking out these acidic waste out of the body, you're now increasing the flow of energy through you, and that can open up a whole bunch of doors in your body and your mind too. So you're getting more awareness, more clarity, and I just felt a super connection with everything around me, to the point where I had to come down a little bit to the vegetables because it's just too much. It's too much in this world. And I could smell in cars, I could smell the exhaust from, you know, super far away, and my senses opened up so much, and my sixth sense as well. But it just goes to show how, like, when you start cleaning your body out, you can open up all your senses, including your sixth sense. And like for me, I just felt like a crazy connection with everything around me. And then I started realizing that there is, you know, so much out there that wants to keep us thinking that we're all separate, and that's an illusion. Like we're all connected. And I'm going to talk a lot more about this in an upcoming video, and as well as smells, because I have some stories about that, and yeah, there's a lot more to come. So I know this video is quite long, but I just wanted to put that out there, that whatever you experience, whatever detox, symptom, healing crisis you go through, not one will be the same, and it's not supposed to be. And that just depends on what you may have been consuming over the last, you know, 20, 30 years, 40 years. And it depends, you know, the medications you may have taken, the environment you may be working in. You know, some people they work in asbestos, and some people, they work in toxic environments, just high stress environments, and that can play a factor too. So not one will go through the same detox. You can see here, I'm doing a lot of grapes, and I've got some like rash on my skin coming out. So, I mean, there's all sorts of things can come out of you physically, emotionally. And when you start to give yourself these higher vibrational foods like the fruits and vegetables, now you're bringing in alkaline chemistry that's going to interact with the chemistry of your body. It's going to create quite the storm, quite the war going on in there. So you're now hydrating the body with these electrical foods, and it may not feel so good. So just try to get, my best advice would be, try to get out of, detach yourself from your physical body, try to get out of the mind, and know that you're now working with some of the most high vibrational, you're now consuming the most high vibrational foods, like your berries, your grapes, bananas, papayas, lemons. Although, if you are in a high acidic state, you probably want to stay away from the acid fruits like your pineapples, oranges, and lemons, because that's going to maybe be too much of a pull for you, and you may not feel too good. You want to make sure your kidneys are filtering. That's something that I'm going to be working on probably for the rest of my life, because they're in really bad shape. And my skin is, you know, the proof of that, with all my skin cancers and whatnot. So for me, it's really just about bringing in as much hydration as possible, and you know, trying to be more present and get out of the mind. And that's what has really helped me, and to keep focusing on what is working and the positives in your life, and not focus on the duality, the negatives of this world. I know that it can be hard because there's so many distractions out there, and it can be hard to stay on track. So I would say don't be too hard on yourself. You know, even if you're not, you know, fully raw, or you miss a meal or whatever, you just start back up again. So that's my video today. This has probably gone on quite long because I just love talking to you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. There's a lot more videos I'm going to roll out with. As always, be alkaline, be yourself, and be getting in some fruits and vegetables and some relaxation time today. Cheers.